Hello, I'm Madge Weinstein, and this is the Eclectic News Brief for Wednesday, April 9th, 2008. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker said that the Fed's decision to rescue Bear's turds put that Federal Reserve, quote, at the very edge of its legal authority, unquote. Volcker elaborated by saying, quote, what appears to be in substance a direct transfer of mortgage and mortgage-backed securities of questionable pedigree from an investment bank to the Federal Reserve seems to test the time-honored central bank mantra in the time of crisis, which is lend freely at high rates against good collateral, and test it to the point of no return, unquote. The Federal Reserve had an open market committee meeting on March 18th. The minutes of this meeting were released 3 weeks after the meeting as per usual. They revealed that the Fed is afraid that the current economic downturn could be much worse than expected. The March 18th meeting took place a few days after the Bear's turds bailout. The International Monetary Fund said that the U.S. mortgage crisis could cause $1 trillion. The IMF said the tremendous... Will you stop making all that goddamn noise? Don't play catch when I'm trying to do the show.
Sorry.
The IMF said the tremendous cost is due to a, quote, collective failure to predict the magnitude of the mortgage crisis. A collective denial, however, would be more appropriate. Many podcasters and Asian newspapers predicted the crisis and were ignored by the U.S. mainstream media. The United States is not the only country that makes stupid free trade agreements. New Zealand has signed an agreement with communist human rights violator and dictatorship China, creating a so-called working holiday scheme. This scam will enable up to 1,000 young Chinese travelers, or slaves, to enter New Zealand in order to work for peanuts. But New Zealanders will be put out of work. I'm sure they'll be paying attention to local pop culture so that they can ignore their economic crisis and how they're being screwed by their government. Lastly, a George Mason University survey of historians found that 61% of historians say that President George W. Bush is the worst president in history. Well, that's all for today. If you want this show to continue, please send PayPal donations to rishi@hotmail.com. That's RISHEY@hotmail.com. Thank you very much. I'm Madge Weinstein, and then this was the news. Get fucked.